The ink of battle still stains the sands of the southern continent, and whispers speak of a figure who bent the heavens with his fury. In a cap. Martial God Asura, Chapter 99. Chapter 100. Xinghe's body trembles with the aftershocks of the clash at the Blood Spirit Valley, while his enemies retreat into shadow. Licking wounds, yet plotting vengeance. Every shattered tree and scorched stone tells a tale of power unleashed and a warning unheeded. As the wind carries distant cries, the question lingers. Will this stormed path forge him into a legend, or leave him broken before destiny fully awakens? The wind howled through the peaks of leaning mountain town, stirring dust into swirling clouds, as a tension so thick it could be cut with a blade gripped the training ground. Every cultivator, every onlooker, felt the pulse of destiny tightening around them. The silence was broken only by the distant thunder of hooves, announcing the approach of the golden purple city army. "Move quickly! Follow me to greet the city lord." Manager Lin's voice rang sharp and commanding, cutting through the anxious murmur of the crowd. He strode toward the town's entrance with the swagger of one who already claimed dominion over these mountains. The disciples and townsfolk hesitated only a heartbeat before obeying, their doubts evaporating like mist in sunlight at the sight of the approaching army. Chu Feng's gaze followed the tide of people flowing toward the entrance. Pride clenched his chest. He did not revere the golden purple city. Yet, he had no choice but to follow, at least for now. In a world where power dictated the rules, survival sometimes demanded restraint. For all his defiance, he could not afford needless conflict. Yet. "Chu Feng, your family did not kneel before the golden purple commanding badge. I shall report this to the city lord." Manager Lin spat the words like venom when they reached the gates. Chu Feng's eyes flicked toward him, cold and unyielding. "Do what you must," he said. That voice steady. No fear, no supplication, just the quiet certainty of a man who would not bend for arrogance or threat. A dark smile twisted Lin's lips. "You shall see pain, Chu Feng, very soon." The thunder of hooves grew louder. Dust and earth were flung into the sky as armored figures emerged, riding with the rhythm of countless warriors. The golden purple army descended upon the gates, their banners snapping in the wind, their formation flawless and imposing. Gasps swept through the crowd. Even those who harbored grudges against the Chu family allowed a flicker of satisfaction. Perhaps calamity would finally find them. Yet, they could not yet predict the tempest to come. Leading the formation, Chen Hui exuded an aura of command so serene it unnerved all who looked upon him. The golden purple city lord dismounted with a grace that spoke of countless battles, officers following in solemn alignment. "Chu Feng." Chen Hui's voice was smooth yet carried weight, eyes appraising the young man. Even admiration lingered within that gaze. "That is I," Chu Feng replied, neither bowing nor raising his chin in arrogance. Just steady acknowledgement. The spectators held their breath. Manager Lin's face darkened in disbelief, yet Chen Hui's gaze softened as he regarded the boy. A young hero, possessing presence and composure rare for his years, he said aloud, then turning to the older generation, "Who is this boy's father?" "I am Chu Feng's father," Chu Yuan stepped forward, hastily bowing. "He is still young. Please forgive the boldness of his words." Chen Hui's smile widened, genuine and warm. "Fortune smiles upon you, sir. Such a son is the pride of the Chu family and an honor to golden purple city as well. He shall flourish." A murmur passed among the crowd as Chen Hui continued, his voice resonant and commanding. "For your discovery of the black iron mine, I grant your son, Chu Feng, 1,000 spiritual beads. May his cultivation ascend, and may he serve my golden purple city's Azure Dragon School with honor. Furthermore, the black iron mine is entirely yours to manage. All wealth and extraction belong to your family, without obligation to Golden Purple City." And from this day forth, Chen Hui's gaze swept over the entire assembly. "This mountain area shall be under the governance of the Chu family. Defiance of their orders shall be counted as defiance of me, and will be punished without mercy." Silence fell like a heavy shroud. Every heart in the crowd raced. Manager Lin's face paled. Those who had longed to see the Chu family humbled could only gape. Chu Yuan, even he, felt a dizzying mixture of awe and disbelief. Chu Feng, rewarded, honored, entrusted with immeasurable power and wealth, not punished but exalted. 1,000 spiritual beads, the black iron mine, and dominion over the mountain area itself. The magnitude of it struck like lightning to the senses. Manager Lin could no longer kneel. Trembling, he stepped forward, voice small and unsteady. "My lord? But I thought this mountain area was to be managed by my fierce tiger escort office." Chen Hui's expression sharpened, icy as frozen steel. "Your moral conduct is corrupt. You are unworthy to serve me." His gaze bore into Lin, cold and unforgiving. "Seize this man's golden-purple commanding badge and execute him by beheading." In that instant, the wind stilled. The mountains themselves seemed to hold their breath. The crowd was frozen, hearts pounding. A new chapter had begun in Leaning Mountain Town, and Chu Feng, the young man who would not kneel, had emerged not just unscathed, but exalted, a rising force in the annals of martial legend. In the chilling silence of the Leaning Mountain Town, a wave of dread swept over the gathered crowd. Fear had taken physical form as Manager Lin, pale as the morning mist, was seized by two officers under the unwavering gaze of Chen Hui. His voice trembled and cracked as he screamed, "City Lord, have mercy! City Lord, have mercy!" Yet his pleas fell upon hearts as cold and hard as stone. Neither Chen Hui nor the officers flinched. Their expressions betrayed no flicker of mercy. They dragged him to a desolate expanse beyond the town, where the wind carried the scent of iron and soil. One officer unsheathed a blade, its surface gleaming with a deadly promise. With a swift, decisive motion, the sound of bones snapping echoed in the air, and Manager Lin's head rolled to the ground. A crimson testament to the inexorable will of power, the crowd gasped, a collective shiver running through their ranks, leaving minds clouded with disbelief and horror. In the aftermath, one officer presented Chen Hui with the golden-purple commanding badge, a symbol of absolute authority. Chen Hui accepted it with a faint, knowing smile and turned his gaze to Chu Feng. "Chu Feng," he said, voice calm yet commanding, "have you ever heard of the Vermilion Bird City?" Chu Feng blinked, confusion clouding his young features. His travels had been limited, his knowledge of the 9 provinces shallow. He murmured. Chen Hui's smile deepened, his tone adopting the cadence of a master imparting forbidden knowledge. "Our 9 provinces are ruled by the venerable Jiang dynasty. To maintain order, the dynasty delegates authority through the 9 princes' mansions. Azure Province falls under the charge of the Qilin Prince Mansion." He painted the map of governance with words, weaving the intricate tapestry of power and control. Within Azure, 8 first-rate cities and 160 second-rate cities were selected, forming a network as precise as a martial formation. Each city commands authority over its domain. My golden purple city is a second-rate city, but it answers not to the Qilin Prince Mansion directly. Its oversight comes from the first-rate Vermilion Bird City. Chu Feng's eyes widened as understanding dawned. The world was more layered than he had imagined. The Zhang dynasty's grasp extended far deeper than mere legend or rumor. The Linyun school's dominion, once thought absolute, was merely a surface ripple in the sea of true power. Chen Hui's voice carried a rising cadence, drawing the boy deeper into the currents of destiny. In 10 days, the Vermilion Bird City will host the New Excellence Assembly, a trial of skill for the young, those under 18. Chu Feng, you, though young, are considered among the remarkable. I entrust you to represent Golden Purple City in this contest. Chu Feng's curiosity was immediate. What rewards await from such an assembly? Chen Hui's eyes gleamed with quiet calculation. Participation alone brings nothing, but victory grants 5,000 spiritual beads. The glint in Chu Feng's gaze sharpened. 5,000 spiritual beads. That was a prize worth the risk. Very well. I shall attend. Chen Hui nodded, handing over the golden-purple commanding badge. With this, you may enter and leave my city freely. Seek me in 5 days, and I shall dispatch escorts to guide you to Vermilion Bird City. The army of 1,000 men marched away under Chen Hui's command, leaving stunned villagers behind, frozen in a haze of awe and fear. Chu Feng turned to the crowd, holding the badge aloft, the tray of spiritual beads in his other hand, a slight frown marking his young brow. Something about this scene felt off. Yet he could not grasp the cause. Raising his voice, he demanded, "Who among you refuses to follow the Chu family?" Voices rose in unison, trembling yet resolute. "We vow loyalty and devotion to the Chu family." Kneeling, They declared their allegiance, not from coercion of power alone, but from the undeniable weight of Chu Feng's backing. With Chen Hui as his patron, no soul dared defy him. Chu Feng's gaze swept across them, piercing and cold. Words are hollow. True devotion must manifest in action. Those who wish to serve the Chu family must prove it. He paused, letting silence hang like a drawn sword. Then his command struck like thunder. Exterminate all from the fierce tiger escort office, and the Xu, Ma, Wang, Zhao, and Li families. The town reeled. Even seasoned Chu family elders gasped at the ruthless decree. None had anticipated such merciless execution from a boy of merely 15. Yet hesitation lasted only a heartbeat. Under Chu Feng's leadership, the villagers struck with precision. The Zhao and Li families, the fierce tiger escort office, all fell, their resistance crushed under relentless will. Survivors were non-existent. None remained to tell tales. Chu Feng's strategy did not end there. He organized the witnesses into squads, sending them to eliminate any remnants of the targeted clans, ensuring their influence would be erased entirely from the mountainside. Meanwhile, Chen Hui, his forces returning to Golden Purple City, reflected uneasily. "My lord," an officer queried, "will the Black Iron Mine truly belong to the Chu family? What of our taxes to Vermilion Bird City?" Chen Hui exhaled, a shadow crossing his features. "How could I oppose him? Offend him, and even my life may not be spared, let alone worry about taxes. The prudence of survival guides my choices." He could not forget the spectacle, the unflinching decisiveness of a 15-year-old who commanded obedience through fear, strategy, and destiny alike. The echoes of that day would linger in his heart for a long time, a reminder of power in its most formidable and merciless form.